and welcome back to Praggers Gaming. I'm Gamer Praggers and this is Citizen Sleeper 2. In the last episode we made our escape from Hexport and we have landed at the Spindle. So we can't do anything with that at the moment. We have another 3 cycles waiting for the rig to be repaired. And we have another 5 cycles before something bad happens. So we are looking to help with stuff. While we're here. No, we lost some energy, but there doesn't seem to be anywhere for us to eat. Bar shift, signal station. Spindle core. Most I don't have a lot of credits, so we've also got the underhang on here with stuff. So we need to rest, but we need to eat as well. So we're gonna. It fully filled. Right. Okay. So let's end the cycle. Junie has left us. She disappeared. You awake to the sound of blaring proximity alarms. You quickly unstrap from your bunk and dizzily glance around. Lane? Bounty hunters? You kick off and glide to the door. As you do, Bliss pops their head round the corner. Sorry! They look a little sheepish. In all honesty, it was not my fault. Your wiring's all backward. It takes you a moment to understand what's happening. You steady yourself against the doorframe. Sorry, I'm just a little jumpy. I get it. Bliss looks down. Didn't mean to wake you. It takes you a while to get ready and drift down to the mess to see what's happening. By then, Bliss has turned off the alarms. You find them unspooling wires from a hatch you'd never previously noticed in the mess's ceiling. Sorry again, Sleeper. Their voice comes through the ceiling panels, muffled and dull. You settle at a stall, neatly tucking your legs behind the crossbar. How are the repairs coming? Bliss spins deftly, hooking their legs into the open ceiling, so that from your perspective they're hanging upside down. Almost done if you can believe it. Their messy hair floats around their head. A couple of cycles worth of diagnostics, and I'll be happy enough to release it back to you. Yawning, Seraphine drifts in. He looks between the two of you, amused. What are you both doing up so early? You and Bliss exchange amused looks. What? What? You didn't hear the alarm? He shrugs. Heavy sleeper. He drifts over to the mess cupboards to hunt for some breakfast. You turn back to Bliss, but they have disappeared back into the ceiling panels. Before long, the mess is filled with the shrill screech of a power tool. Seraphine looks totally unaffected and hooks himself onto a stool, lazily sucking at a ration pouch while he taps away at his slate. The screech finally stops. After a while, you kick off from your stool. Time to head out. Bliss rushes after you, stopping you in the passageway before you can leave. I have something I want to show you. Bliss leads you off the main corridor into a corner of the ship you don't remember visiting before. You come into a room with low sloped ceilings, a single round window illuminating some neat tool storage, and a workbench set into the wall. Look, Bliss begins, I'm no specialist, but I'm a quick learner, and good at repairs. They smile, and I think you have need of me. They glance at you, and a tear in the thick vinyl skin of your arm. Can I take a look? Okay. They smile and lead you towards the workbench. They turn your arm, looking at the tear from all angles. They reach over to the workbench and take a small sealant gun from the rack. You look at the setup. It's basic, but it looks clean and well organised. They gently close the tear with sealant, pressing the edges together so that it closes up neatly. After they're done, they release your arm and you can barely see the scar. Bliss admires their work. See? They smile. I know it's more serious than a tear. Bliss folds their arms. But I can handle it. They turn and search through a set of metal drawers for a moment. Here! They produce a couple of carefully machined pristine components. We're saving these for an important job. They wink. Guess I just found it. Bliss pushes the components into your hands. Take them. When you're ready, come up here and we'll fix you up. These are a rare find though. In future we might have to make do with something lower quality. They wince. You can find scrap components at most scrapper ships, like that one that's hanging around the underhang. The better the components, the easier they'll integrate with your system. Bliss leans on the workbench. I'll do my best to keep you running. Why help me? You're a guest in my bay, and I can't have my guests' bodies collapsing now, can I? Plus, I think it benefits me if you think of me as indispensable. Bliss smiles. I should get back to fixing the ship. They leave you in the workshop among the simple tools, considering the particular qualities of your new friend. Aha, okay. Dice repair is now available. Visit the workshop rig above. Okay, there we go. Rig workshop. You can repair your dice at the rig workshop. You can only repair dice which are fully broken. Repairs require either scrap components or rare components. The better the components you use, the less glitches you will suffer. You cannot repair dice during a contract. Okay. Okay. Oh, but they're not fully broken. Okay. Okay. So, 2 more for Bliss. Right, let's finish up the Springtide. Hopefully that'll give us... no. Hopefully that should give us 2. It did. Which gave us an upgrade point. You watch from the docking bay's viewing window as the crumpled vast hull of the Springtide is finally welded shut by a score of bright torches flickering against its side. Everywhere I look, I see a crisis. The voice comes from beside you and you turn to see a man floating there, watching the repair work you don't recognize. I saw you out there, helping the crew. He turns to you with a serious look. The far spindle needs that water. Oh, no, that was me. You aren't wrong. He pauses, watching you carefully. I haven't seen you on the spindle before. What, if I may ask, is your business here? I'm running a crew. He nods. I see. Springtide is my ship. His face remains impassive. At least I am her captain. I do not own her. The Lotic Syndicate, my employer, was the one to put her into service. Glad to meet you. He bows his head gently. You have my thanks for assisting with the repairs. We were caught by some autonomous convoy munitions. He looks out at his ship. The wellspring run is getting more dangerous every cycle. And after Hexport, he pauses. I do not expect things to improve. You both go quiet for a moment, the loss of the station still inspiring silence in anyone who mentions it. Tell me, Malik meets your eye. As a sleeper, do you feel you have advantages over others, or does your particular condition provide only weaknesses? There are many downsides, he nods. Of course, but you are stronger, hardier, more capable than most humans. He gestures towards the Springtide. Your work on my ship only evidences your abilities. You far outperformed even my own crew. He looks to you, angling his head in indifference. In conditions that are usually deadly. Sadly, despite even your good work, our losses have been great, and the administration and the Fast Spindle are not happy. We are to be impounded here until the Lotic Syndicate fulfills the agreed water freight. He frowns at the crumpled-looking ship. This war continues to pressure the belt. What will you do? This is where you are needed, Sleeper. Malik folds his arms. My crew tells me you have a ship, you have workers. This is what I need. As we fled from the convoy attack, our navigator registered something of great interest. A water-rich asteroid, one I believe is previously unknown to the syndicates. He comes a little closer. For now, I have sworn him to secrecy, as I must you. But if this asteroid could be surveyed, its value confirmed, it would more than make up for the shortfall of the Springtide. He pauses thoughtfully. Let him continue. I want you to survey the asteroid for me. It is a simple enough job, but its location, so close to the edge of the wash, is problematic. However, you have shown yourself to be very competent. If you are careful, there is no reason you should have problems with Conway, or any other hostile party for that matter. And what do I get? I will, of course, reimburse you with a portion of the fee for the Fast Spindle administration are withholding from me. 250 cryo is my offer. How will your employer feel? The Lotic Syndicate only cares that its water is delivered and its fees paid. I am free to make sure this happens in a timely and efficient manner, as I see fit. Malik passes you a thumb drive.
Here are the details on the tests I need you to run for the survey. A simple core of ice from deep within the asteroid should give you enough material to work with.
You notice a member of the Springtide's crew waiting quietly at a distance, and Malik nods to them discreetly.
This is a delicate matter, Sleeper. Survey the rock, and on your return, broadcast the results to my personal terminal. The frequency is in that data.
He pauses, meeting your eye.
The results go to me. Only to me. Then, once the matter is resolved, you will be paid. I am needed.
He nods to the crew member.
But I expect you have all you need. He pauses. I have enjoyed watching your work, Sleeper. Impress me again.
And with that, he bows a little and drifts away to meet his crew member. After watching him go, you turn back to the Springtide, still impressive despite being scarred with curls of ice and shiny with fresh welds. You imagine any captain of a ship like that has been through a lot to get to where they are. That makes them a valuable ally or a dangerous adversary, depending on where you are. You hope with Malik you can find your way to being the former. Okay, so we have got a new contract, but we are still stuck here for the time being. So we have 2 dice left, but that one's too risky. A new location has been discovered. Nember's Kitchen. We can earn a meal, which is safe. Nember is too busy to spend too much time with everyone in the kitchen, but he does notice those who do good work. Okay. Back to the rig. Right, we do have 4 upgrade points. Right. Now, we can take one of these, which I believe gives us a +1. I'm tempted to take that. No. Which will allow us to then, or we take another, or we go for +2 on interfaces. Let's take the +2 on interfaces. Okay. Okay, odd jobs. Right. Yeah. Oh. Ah, the fuel's got up to 10. I'm tempted to, no, let's do odd jobs. And for now, we will end the cycle. Okay. You jerk, suddenly awake. A fragment is lodged in your mind, a shard of sound, of signal, a tone. It resonates like tinnitus, obviously internal, inescapable. You look down as you see your hands blurred, your fingers dancing as if they were typing. Your fingers flap like caught birds. It takes all your focus to settle them. You force yourself back into them, a sensation like squeezing on a tight pair of gloves. You flex your hands a little to feel them, test them. What was that? You take a deep breath to calm yourself, but as you do, you are reminded that you don't need to breathe. It is a claustrophobic sensation that you cannot shake. You get up, push off the wall, pull on your clothes, anything to escape the dreams that hover there at the back of your mind. Seraphim drifts in, casually heading to his bunk to grab something. You can't shake the strange sensation that he has just drifted into your mind. He shoots you a glance. I said, "Are you okay?" He gives you a concerned look. You look terrible. Not really. You mumble a response. You need to talk to me, Sleeper. Seraphim gives you a look. He sighs. I know something happened back when we were leaving Hexport. What do you mean? I saw it, Sleeper. I saw something change in your eyes. He pauses, looking for the right way to explain. They were cold. Fixed. I've never seen that before. He looks away. Back when we first met, I knew at once you were human. I knew because of your eyes. I'd never met a Sleeper before, but I knew immediately that you were no machine. It was obvious. But then on the rig, he shivers. I couldn't see that anymore. But I am a machine. If you say so, Sleeper. Either way, something changed. What did it feel like? He gives you a curious look. You close your eyes and recall the moment you remember You remember Lane's voice, the rig hot and close, the numbness, and then you see it glittering in the non-space of your mind, thin and bright, like spider silk, a thread, a connection between your mind and something else. You open your eyes to Seraphine's expectant face. You try to think how to describe what you just felt, but words fail you. Still, you know you felt it, the invisible hand of a signal linked to your mind, and the thought makes you shiver. We need to get you checked up. We need to know what's happening. Seraphine gives you a stubborn stare. This isn't just about you. But where? I've been asking around. Seraphine's face is set with determination now. There's another station near this one. Flotsam. It's a mess, and a culmination of wrecks and docked ships, but it also houses some of the best artificers in the wash. We should go there as soon as the rig's ready. Okay, I'll go. Thank you. Look, he pauses. I know I don't know what it's like to be a sleeper. I understand there are things you can't tell me, can't show me, but I do know how fear can keep you from doing what you need to do. I'm not going to nag you about it, he sighs, but it does need to be done. He passes by you as he leaves the bunks, squeezing your shoulder as he does, leaving you to your thoughts. You finish getting dressed, feeling your body, its strangeness, even though you wish you didn't. At the very least, you think you need to find someone who can stop you falling apart. Maybe Flotsam is not such a bad idea. You push the thought to the back of your mind. There's a cycle ahead and the rig isn't ready. When it is, then you'll see. Okay, so we've got a new drive. Right. Jobs there. Spindle core. Right. Insured. Okay. New location discovered. So what's this place? Gaia's Gaia. We can buy kelp cakes. Rack. Okay, gets us some energy. Okay. Right. There's a kitchen, so we can work. It's safe though. We've got a new location. Spindle's Edge. Alright, a ceiling shift. But it's not something we can do. But we can... we can't repair anything because we haven't actually got any broken dice. But we can end the cycle. As you drift lazily down to the ship's mess, you hear raised voices. You steel yourself for a moment at the entrance, then slip inside. Seraphine sits, hooked onto his usual stool, his slate glowing beside him. He is shaking his head as you enter. Bliss, meanwhile, is floating freely and gesticulating sharply as they explain something important. I don't see why not, Bliss chops at the air. It's not like you have an alternative. We can get the cryo. It'll take time, but we can get it. That was the deal. Seraphine speaks, calmly trying to placate Bliss. Sleeper? Bliss spots you entering, and they turn to Seraphine. Let's see what the Sleeper thinks about it. About what? They both fall silent for a moment. Seraphine sighs. The rig's ready, Sleeper. Bliss gestures around the mess. I fixed it. Hell, I've improved it. She's purring thanks to me. Now, wouldn't you say, having done such an incredible job, I deserve to be paid properly for my work? A calculated look crosses their face. A refit and retune like this would typically cost my clients hundreds of cryo, even if I was feeling charitable. Seraphine sighs loudly. He knows where this is going. See? I could make you pay, and maybe you could even scrape the cryo up, but not without taking a contract, and taking the ship off station, leaving me in the lurch. We wouldn't do that, Seraphine starts, but Bliss holds up a hand to shush him. So I have a proposition. One that clears the deck completely. They pause. I will turn around the open sign on the little bay of mine and join up with you. You keep me in work, give me my split, and give me transit to wherever you're headed. I'll even keep this rig of yours working for free. They shrug. What could be better than that? Us paying and being on our way, with no hangers on. Seraphine folds his arms and looks at you. Tell them, Sleeper. Actually, we could use their help. Bliss grins at Seraphine. See, Sleeper gets it. You can use my help. I'm an excellent engineer, a tidy shipmate, and a half-decent chef. I'm done with fast spindle. I'm done taking not enough jobs for not enough cryo on a station where I know nobody. They pause, satisfied. You're welcome. Seraphine holds up his hand. Look, we appreciate it, but we are on the run, Bliss. Trust me, you are better off here. He gives them a serious look. Even telling you this could put you in danger. Bliss pauses. Then they start laughing. On the run? They shake their head, smiling. You expect me to scared off by that goofy shit? It's true. Bliss just shrugs. This system is at war. The belt is spiraling into a crisis. Everyone's got something. I know you were a hexport. Seraphine looks at them open mouthed, searching for a retort. What happened there? Who's to say it won't happen here? I'm not sitting around watching this all play out any longer. They take a deep breath. Something has to give. Bliss turns to Seraphine. Look, you've done your due diligence or whatever. You're on the run. I've been warned. I accept the risks. That's it. At the end of the day, your ship is clamped into my bay, so unless you have my encryption protocols, there's not much left to discuss. Seraphine shakes his head, a small smile crossing his face. They've got us there. He looks at you and then at Bliss. Looks like we've gained a crewmate. He unhooks from his stall, but I'm moving to the engine room. And he drifts off towards the bunks to gather his things. You and Bliss exchange a nervous look. Sleeper? Welcome aboard. Bliss smiles and gives you a half-hearted mock salute. You leave Bliss in the galley and head for the cockpit. The rig is ready to fly again, but the question is, where to take her next? Seraphine mentioned Flotsam, a short starward journey from here, as a busy station where you might find an artificer to help diagnose your glitches and errors. Sunward, meanwhile, is the Helium Gate, an abandoned and uninhabited megastructure left over from the Solheim days. Maybe good for salvage, but not an easy place to survive. And beyond that, well, as they say, the belt is wide, and at least now you have a functioning ship. Okay. You have unlocked the belt map. Go to the map, press the belt button to travel to other hubs and discover new parts of the Starward belt. Okay. Oh, I see. And there... Oh. Okay. Debris field. Oh, wellspring. Has nav required. Oh, Flotsam, Helium Gate, Holmes Rock, Debris Field, Irradiated Zone. What's that? Scatter Yards, Dark Side, Green Belt, The Hollow. Well, I'm going to stay local. I think it's risky. And we have 2 more cycles until something happens.
difficulty. That puts us at -2. The residence engineer doesn't work. Given us some stress, but we do now have a scrap ship as a new location, so we can process raw scrap, input raw scrap. We can do a scrap shift, or we can buy scrap components. However, we are starving. Earn a meal, but it's safe. Right. Don't like it, but we've got a new location. There we go, the trade hall. Okay. Okay. Let's buy the supplies. But I think we have to, because we don't have a whole lot of choices. We've got no cryo. So I think it's all we can do. And we'll take Bliss with us. And see if we can survey this asteroid. The asteroid looms large in the cockpit's glass. Light glints off the sheets of surface ice. We got some good dice. The same glint that must have caught Malik's attention when he was fleeing the Conway countermeasures that damaged the Springtide. There's been no sign of Conway drones or mines, but that hasn't stopped Seraphin being cautious in his approach. You have to admit, you found yourself searching the black void of space for a telltale blinking red beacon, too. We're close enough to jump down to the surface. Seraphin locks down the engines. I don't see anything on the scope, but I'll keep her warm just in case. Thanks. He nods without looking up from the controls. You unclip from your seat and kick off towards the airlock. The scale of the asteroid is troubling, but Seraphin assured you on the journey here that surveying it would be easy enough. Just take a sample from the deep ice for testing. The problem, he said, is getting down that deep. You'll have to cut away at the ice, dig yourself a hole, and doing so will create fractures in the shelf. The asteroid may be big, but it is held together with only a weak gravitational force. The more the ice is cracked away, the less there is for the fast spindle to harvest. Something you doubt Malik will be happy about. You push the worry to the back of your mind and get suited up. Something on your mind? Bliss drifts up beside you and pulls a suit from the rack. Just hope we don't mess up. Me too, they shrug. I don't want to jinx it, but it seems simple enough. Can't say rock, or in this case ice cutting, is my usual strength, but it's got to be simpler than slicing a hull without torching any of the internals. Bliss sits up their suit. We'll be fine. Bliss's reassurance that they don't have any experience with the job you're about to do doesn't exactly calm your worries, but their nonchalant attitude helps, especially when you consider the volume of ice you're about to start cutting into. Cheer up! Bliss punches you on the arm as you get into the airlock. Might never happen. The lock cycles and you find yourself staring out at the glinting surface of the asteroid. 1 second, Sleeper. Seraphin's voice comes over the comms. I'm seeing something here. Some kind of man-made shaft on the far side of the asteroid. Might be worth a look, but remember, the survey is our priority. It comes first. You can almost hear his eyes roll through the comms. Comlink, don't get distracted. You squint at the rock and spot a dark recess just over the curve of the asteroid. That'll be the distraction then. You refocus on the ice sheet. Time to get started. Okay. So we've got the frozen shaft. Okay. Bliss hasn't got great dice. And the ice sheet. Okay. Okay, that puts us halfway. I mean, I'm not happy with Bliss's. Okay. Okay. Well, that hasn't added to Bliss's. No. End the cycle. Okay. Okay. That's some good dice. Right. Right. So if I have a look at the distraction. So none of us can clear the ice. Okay. But we're both insured. Okay. Right, let's finish this. Okay. That's a 4. Okay. Right. Deep ice. Okay. Brilliant. We're both not great on endure. Fantastic. In fact, it's a -2. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. We'll end the cycle. Okay. Right, let's see what we can do here. Take that, that takes me down to a 4. It's not great, but okay. The sample core, a long and weighty cylinder of cloudy ice, comes up out of the borehole cleanly. It glows in the sunlight, catching the rays in its frosted interior. Nicely done, Sleeper, Bliss chirps through the comms. I've never caught an asteroid before, but the result is pretty. Let's just hope it's drinkable. Let's not melt it down for liquid refreshment just yet, Seraphine chimes in. It is likely packed with unpleasant impurities. The question is, are they the kind of impurities the fast spindle can filter out? Let's get it up to the ship and we can run the analysis on the trip back. Seraphine pauses. And before you get any ideas about digging around on that asteroid some more, remember that if we break away any of the ice, Malik will likely dock our bay. You start the journey back up to the ship, dragging the sample core with you. As you do, you look back down at the asteroid, wondering if it might be the bargaining chip Malik has been looking for. You'll know soon enough. Okay. Cold never bothered me anyway. But okay. We'll put the 5 in. This is risky, but it was okay. I'm tempted. In fact, I am. I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. Okay. One of your dice has broken due to losing all of its dice health. Oh, because I've got... Oh. Yes. Okay. I'd forgotten about that. Okay, well, I can put the 6 in, and that's 100%. There we go. The derelict bunker. Scavenged hardware. No, I'll do this. Ghost of the past. Ah, so close. We did it. A flickering screen catches your eye in the dark of the bunker. A distorted female face, further refracted by the surrounding ice, stares at you from the terminal with blank white eyes. You move closer, straining to hear her voice, but the recording is silent, or perhaps the terminal's audio output is broken. All you can do is watch the pale face as it contorts through the corruption and noise. It could be explaining some important secret long forgotten, or just recounting a personal anecdote. It's hard to tell. Circles and curving arcs flash across the face, graphical visualizations of orbits and flight plans. You squint at them, the shapes unknown to you. And then, as soon as it starts, the playback ends, leaving a frozen frame on the screen, a ghost face circled by orbits. You slot a drive into the terminal and copy what residual data is left, unsure where it might lead you. Once it's done, you shut off the terminal once and for all. And as you leave the bunker, the pale face flashes once more in your mind. Those blank eyes, the flat stare, was that a human or something else? You turn the image over in your mind, unsure of its importance. No. With yeah. -5 stress, okay. On the journey back from the asteroid, you pored over the tests Malik had given you to run, improvising the necessary equipment from your mess. Each one produced spools of data, much of which you couldn't pass. Arriving into the vicinity of the far spindle, you broadcast these strings of data to Malik's personal terminal on the springtide, as instructed. Despite all this preparation, you're still surprised when you find Malik standing at the far side of the docking tunnel as you leave the rig. "Sleeper," he nods neatly at you. "I thought it was better I come down here, away from my crew, to discuss your findings." And the findings were? "Straight to the point," he clutches at. "Good. As I suspected, the asteroid was indeed rich with water ice. Thankfully, the contaminants can be dealt with." He speaks matter-of-factly, betraying little emotion. "With the data you provided, I should be able to convince the Far Spindle administration of its worth." "Then we're good. That remains to be seen. Before I make payment, I would like to ask in person if you saw anything else of consequence. Anything to share with me that might affect my dealings with the Far Spindle." He folds his arms across his chest. "I would prefer not to have any surprises when they go to retrieve the water." "There was a shaft." "Interesting," Malik smiles. "It is likely of no consequence, but there's something of value. If there's something, it can play to my benefit. I will mention the potential for additional salvage to the Far Spindle administration. Given the data, it doesn't seem to have impacted the ice." Malik reaches into his pocket and produces a stack of cryo-chits, bound carefully with a strip of paper. 250 cryo, as agreed." You take the chits and quickly tuck them away. With that, our business is concluded, Sleeper." Malik nods slightly. "I must speak with the administration to negotiate the release of my ship and then prepare for immediate departure. The Syndicate will be eager for my successful return." "Thank you." Malik bows and turns. "Should our paths cross again, I will see that it will be to your benefit." Something flickers in the back of your mind. You stop. You have to stop to blink it away. It's a tightness behind your left eye, an aching point that refuses to move, and then the voice begins, hissing through the background noise of the rig system. A new whine amongst the chorus of the life support ventilation. "Sleeper." The hiss brings Lane's sharp features to mind. "I suppose you thought you had slipped my net." Hexport jumps into your mind, an image of the station emulating in white light, though you were not conscious to witness it. "You are distant," his voice hisses into white noise, "but you are not free of me yet. I'm coming, Sleeper." The hiss drops, "and I will retake control of what is mine. The closer I come to you, the more you will feel it." Lane moves your finger to tap your forehead. "In here. Until you cannot resist." A bright smile, pale eyes. A bright smile, pale eyes. A growing hiss that hurts. Then the hiss is gone. The rig suddenly quiet, the stinging tightness diffusing behind your eyes, but the fear remains. "Sleeper, you good?"
Seraphine is there, floating by your berth. You were talking. Something's wrong. Seraphine looks away. We will find what you need, he sighs. Just keep going, okay? He squeezes your shoulder. We can do this. We're fast and smart. We keep moving, we don't stay anywhere for long. And we find a way, he frowns. Somehow. You nod. You don't know how Lane is able to reach into your mind like this, how he's able to speak into you, but you want so desperately for it to stop. You must find out what he's done to you before it's too late. You must stay ahead of Lane at all costs. Okay. So, Lane is hunting you once again. His progress will be tracked by the hunt clock. If this is filled, he will catch up with you. It will increase once every cycle you spend in a hub. However, each time you travel, the hunt will reduce by 3. If you keep moving, you can stay one step ahead of Lane. Okay. Right. So effectively, we have 3 cycles at a hub before we have to move. Oh, we have Solheim data. Interesting. Okay. That is all we've got time for. I need to... we're way over. Yeah, part of me says... Yeah. I'll put the episode up in full, but let me know down in the comments if you're happy with when I do things like that where I'm focused solely on a contract, that you're happy for me to just go through and skip a lot of the dice inputs, because obviously they're the same, we're just waiting. But I don't know. For now, thank you for hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, ticking the bell so you know when new videos go live. In the description is a link to the channel Discord. Feel free to come and talk about the games you're playing, the games I'm playing, games in general. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!